Tonight on Joy News Prime, Ghanaians in the United Kingdom stage protests asking President Akufo-Addo to fix the country.
They are demons, they are principalities. I'm sorry, it needs to be said. Because everybody knows, every Ghanaian knows that there's something to be fixed in Ghana.
Ghana's High Commissioner to the UK says government is doing exactly what the citizens are demanding, but will need the support of everyone to succeed.
You are unhappy with the present situation. This is what we are doing to fix it, and you need to back us up and not to continue with your old ways of doing things and expect that we can fix it.
Also tonight, members of parliament raised red flags over the quality of the COVID-19 test at the Kotka International Airport, which are allegedly throwing up a number of false positives. We'll bring you details. Also here, Inspector General of Police James Opombuenu says he's proud to be bowing out of the service at a time Ghana is regarded as the second most peaceful country on the continent.
In the midst of resource constraints and other organizational challenges, we have supported our dear country to attain this global accolade. I believe we can do more to become one of the most peaceful countries in the world with the right leadership and policies.
Later in business, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture says it's doing everything possible to moderate the spread of bird flu as 600 birds are killed by vets at Klagon, a suburb of Tema.
We have seen the birds that have been depopulated. It is having a lot of effect, or it will have a lot of effect on their income for the next few weeks that they are going to be without a farm.
And much later here on Joy News Prime, we'll bring you the story of Oswald, the 9-year-old pupil who didn't ask for too much for our day and ended up with a ton of goodies, as well as a musical concert to crown it all. We have details of these stories and more here on Joy News Prime, which is coming to you live from our studios here at Kokomlemle in Accra. You are free on your digital terrestrial TV. We're also streaming live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV 144, and all our social media platforms. Please stay with us. Hello again, many thanks for joining us. My name is Ernest Mino. Now, some Ghanaians living in the UK have staged a demonstration in London urging President Akufo-Addo to fix the country. The protesters who converged at the Ghana High Commission in UK, London, say the move brought together Ghanaians of different political backgrounds to let the country's leaders know how they feel. And one of the organizers, Marie Buedu, says the country's leaders need to know that Ghanaians have had enough of being taken for granted.
Rather unfortunately, we have counter-demonstrators here from the current government, so i.e. MPP UK, decided to also show up today to come and do a counter-protest to say there's nothing to be fixed. Now, for me, I think Dr. Bawumia, the Vice President, has given us the answer. They are demons, they are principalities. I'm sorry, it needs to be said. Because everybody knows, every Ghanaian knows that there's something to be fixed in Ghana. These are the same people who will arrive at Kotoka tomorrow or any other day, and the moment they touch down, they'll start complaining. So why is it that we are here telling the president to fix the... And it turns out the president is in the UK as we're speaking. So what a wonderful opportunity for him to be perhaps watching us on television, hearing us, seeing the placards, reading the placards, and then you're here saying, oh, there's nothing to be fixed, everything is okay. Everything is not okay in Ghana, and everybody knows that.
She also condemned another demonstration staged at the same venue at the same time, describing it as a distraction.
So when Ghanaians are asking our leaders to fix the country, I like to put it plain and simple. It is not a fight. What it is for us to have a consensus, for us to put our heads together, us and the leaders, for them to listen to us, the citizens, and feel how we feel. It's been 64 years post-independence. Many of us believe that Ghana hasn't come so far, that we could have been far ahead than we are now. Fortunately or unfortunately, it turns out that President Akufo-Addo is the one who is feeling the most heat. I mean, there was news the other time that he's the most vilified president. For me, I think rightly so. Why? Because President Akufo-Addo, in my opinion, is one of the only leaders in Ghana, or presidents in Ghana, who made it categorically clear to us that he had the solutions, that he had the answers. When it comes to protesting and demonstrations, President Akufo-Addo is the kingpin. He showed many of us how to make our voices heard through a constitutional process such as demonstrations and protests. So we're here this afternoon to make our voices heard to President Akufo-Addo that he needs to fix the country.
Ghana's High Commissioner to the UK, Papa Oswald, says government is fixing the country but will need the support of all Ghanaians to succeed.
It means that Ghanaians are not satisfied with their lot. They expect more of their leaders. I have no qualms with that. After all, that's life. That's life. Our people are impatient. And they ought to be. So with that realization, we as leaders will then have to drive the transformation agenda. That is all. So they should come on board. Wow, you desire that we fix it. You are unhappy with the present situation. This is what we are doing to fix it, and you need to back us up and not to continue with your old ways of doing things and expect that we can fix it. If we have to fix it, then we have to change our attitudes. We have to change our mindset. Then we have to adopt new strategies. We don't continue doing the old things the same way. Let us bring more of the positive values, for instance, of the UK into our country. All right? Yes. So I believe that no. It's a positive thing. I see it as a call to arms, a call to a change of the mindset of the generality of the population, of the people. And I always say that, yes, leadership is key. But where those who are being led do not move in tandem with leadership, leadership can achieve nothing. So for me, this fix the country, we ought to take advantage of it and drive the transformation agenda faster. That's it. I've had a meeting with the leadership of the Fix the Country here. Yes, I met them a couple of days ago.
Amazing.
With my officers, yes. I said, no, I'm here to facilitate anything that affects Ghana and its citizens. So if you want us to fix it, fine. I mean, when do you want to come? I want to ensure that there's somebody here who can you can deal with. I mean, so for me, that's it.
Members of Parliament are raising red flags over the quality of COVID-19 testing services being offered by the Frontier Healthcare Services at the Kotka International Airport, which are already throwing up, allegedly, numerous false positives. The minority has repeatedly complained processes leading to the award of the contract to the firm are illegal and have demanded a parliamentary probe into it. Even before the probe happens, MPs are raising fresh concerns about the efficiency of the antigen-based tests. Similar complaints have been made in the past by passengers arriving at the Kotka International Airport. Now, the ranking member on Parliament's Health Committee, Kwabena Meta Akando, says passengers arriving should be given the opportunity to do independent tests aside the government-required one.
We will recommend to government, as a matter of urgency, that government, and here if I say government, I mean the minister responsible for health and minister responsible for transport. They must put their heads together and come out with a measure that will afford those who are doubting their COVID status an independent opinion on their status. we are recommending as a matter of urgency that government should put measures within 1 week, should put measures in place so that travelers who are doubting their COVID status as a result of the testing they go through at Kotoka International Airport will be afforded the opportunity to have a second opinion or an independent opinion, and if possible at their own cost. We have taken notice of the fact that there are a number of lab centers or COVID centers within that same catchment area. We have the immigration clinic where we have a COVID testing center. We have the airport clinic. We have Nyaho and some other labs within that particular enclave. And therefore, we think that as a matter of urgency, government must, within 1 week, put measures in place to give them the opportunity to have an independent opinion. And what I describe as unacceptable is the attempt to intimidate and use the security against them when they are speaking out. I think that that's highly unacceptable, and it must be stopped with immediate effect.
The ranking member on Parliament's Finance Committee, Kezola Tufos, is alleging government has paid some 16 million Ghana cedis for the Sputnik V vaccines from Russia, despite claims by the health minister no money has been paid. Mr. Kweku Ajuman-Menu told a committee probing the contract earlier this month that no monies have been paid to middlemen who signed contracts with government for the supplies. But debating the media budget review statement submitted by the finance minister yesterday, Mr. Forson insisted some payments have been done already. He says the evidence is in the document submitted to the House by the minister yesterday.
In the budget statement, he said that he has allocated an amount of 929 million Ghana cedis for COVID-19 vaccines. The Speaker, surprise you that so far only 126 million Ghana cedis has been made available for the purposes of buying vaccines. 126 million, first 6 months of the year. The Speaker, out of this 126 million, in page 109, Appendix 4E, clearly, Mr. Speaker, it says that they have paid Sputnik doses. That's 50% of the supply of Sputnik vaccine, 16 million. Mr. Speaker, I would have thought, we were told that, Mr. Speaker, they have so far not paid any amount to Sputnik. But this budget tells us that between January to June, they have released an amount of 16 million Ghana cedis for the purposes of Sputnik vaccine. Mr. Speaker, so you can see contradictions between what they have informed us and what has actually been done according to the budget statement. Mr. Speaker, we don't end there. We don't end there. We've been told, Mr. Speaker, as part of this budget statement, page 109, Appendix 4E. Mr. Speaker, Appendix 4E says that COVID-19 vaccines, it says also here that, Mr. Speaker, 15% of down payment for Johnson CoV-2 vaccines. Mr. Speaker, it goes on to page 101 of the budget statement, Appendix 4E 101. It says that 15% of down payment for 12,689,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccine. Mr. Speaker, I'm a member of Parliament. They have paid 109 million Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, I'm not aware that this August House has approved any amount for the purposes. Mr. Speaker, that is why I urge our minister responsible for finance and the Minister of Health to come back and give us the details. Mr. Speaker, clearly, our minister is cutting expenditures at the wrong places. Mr. Speaker, going into page 96.
Contributing to the debate on the floor of the House, the Deputy Finance Minister, Abnel Seasari, defended government's management of the economy, insisting claims that government is over-borrowing are unsubstantiated.
My colleagues on the other side keep talking about Ghana is, we've gone to borrow. But Mr. Speaker, we were all here when we mentioned that we are expecting 72 billion Ghana cedis in our revenue generation. And then when it comes to our expenditure, we are hoping to spend 110 billion. So between that, Parliament approved for us the 41 billion for financing. And Mr. Speaker, so this is nothing new. What is important is that we live within the financing limit that has been given to us. And clearly, when you look at what we have produced for the first half of the year, we targeted to do about 22.7 billion, and we have done 22.5 billion. So clearly, we are on track, and we are living within the proceeds that Parliament has given to us for financing of the 2021 budget. So if you want to talk about that, talk about whether we are living within or we are living outside what has been approved for us. That is very important, and Ghanaians should know that. Mr. Speaker, again, my colleague on the other side also mentioned the fact that the public sector wage increase is 4%. Mr. Speaker, in coming out with the public sector wage, we don't just look at government, because government is not the only employer. There are other employers that we should also consider when we are fixing the public sector wage, because government employs, the private sector also employs. When you look at what is happening currently and the economy now recovering, you cannot push a rate that will make the public sector, will make it difficult for the public sector to employ more people. It is very, very easy for the public sector to lay people off when cost of doing business, cost of production goes up. So government considered all these things, and together with employers and the union, arrived at 4% for 2021 and then 6% for 2022. We believe that all this...
Just a minute. Honorable.
Now, we'll stay in Parliament, but away from COVID-19. The Minority Leader, Haruna Idrisu, says he doubts the Special Prosecutor, Kissie Jabin, will be independent in the role. According to him, government's decision not to subject the appointment to a contest as recommended by the U.S. Embassy makes the appointment less transparent. Parliament on Friday approved Kissie Jabin as Special Prosecutor. Mr. Idrisu says conscious efforts should be made to ensure that whoever takes up the position in the future is apolitical.
In this particular matter, the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa, referred the nomination of Special Prosecutor by the Attorney General to Parliament. And Mr. Speaker, this is the observation of the United States of America, which is always at the global forefront of fighting corruption. And Mr. Speaker, I quote, "Our foremost recommendation is that the office of Special Prosecutor be seen to be free of political influence and interference. Specifically, the appointment of the Special Prosecutor should be subject to a transparent, competitive shortlist process." Mr. Speaker, I repeat it. The determination of a Special Prosecutor in the letter of the United States Embassy dated August 31st, 2017 is that the Special Prosecutor should be subject to a transparent, competitive, short-listing process. This Special Prosecutor was not subjected to this requirement. I associate myself with this requirement, and I think that next time the President must cause an advertisement to be made publicly, because this, why is it that we are not relying on Article 88?
Let's move away from Parliament now to some health stories. More than 3,000 birds have been destroyed in the latest case of bird flu in the Ashanti region. The flu, which has affected a farm in the region, killed 1,610 birds, prompting officers of the Veterinary Service Department to move in. 2,052 additional birds were also killed by the Veterinary Service in a bid to contain the outbreak. Early this month, the Food and Agriculture Ministry, through its Veterinary Services Directorate, confirmed the outbreak of the highly pathogenic avian influenza disease, otherwise known as bird flu, in Accra, Volta, and the Central regions. A member of the Risk Communication and Mobilization Technical Committee, Dr. Benjamin Kissie, joins us via Zoom with more on this. Dr. Sasu, thank you very much for your time here on Joy News Prime. How many farms have been affected so far?
Okay, so when it comes to Accra, we have 13 farms Ashanti region 1 farm. Central region, we have 2 farms. The votes are 1. So when you do your calculation, we are now having 14 from Accra, adding to Central, make it 16. Votes are 1, 17, Ashanti 1. So 18 farms now. We have 5 farms which are under surveillance, and tests are still being done. But these 18 farms are farms that have been declared affected, and depopulation of birds in the farm have been done, dispersion has been done. And some farms, even together with bags of feed and crates of eggs, were all destroyed to make sure we contain this virus. Ashanti region is the new region that have joined. On 7th July, that we detected and released the communique by 17th of July. We have held the fort up to last week, having only the 3 regions and trying to make sure that it's spread. With regards to voter, etc., so far so good. We have not had any spread, but Accra had an increase for the initial 3 to 13 farms, which have been confirmed and depopulation have been done. 5 farms in Accra, in addition, under investigation to make sure that if they also confirm again, they confirm to be bird flu infected farm, will also go through the same process. Ashanti region joined on Wednesday and yesterday. The Ashanti regional veterinary officer led the response team to quickly contain the situation while going to the farm. Because of stigmatization, we don't like to mention the exact location, but all the stakeholders of these places are aware. And yesterday, all the various pictures we are seeing are what happened at Ashanti region.
And just because you mentioned depopulation, can you explain to us exactly what that is? I'm asking this because the concern often is that some of the birds may have made their way onto the market. So first explain to us what depopulation is and give us the assurance, or tell us if you know if some of the birds have been sent to the market already.
Okay, per our work, when a response team gets there, we normally have farm records. We check to see the number of birds that were picked at day 1 and other time we are going. And normally when they come for postmortem report or for a test, we take some vital information. So once we have given that vital information, when we come to your farm and we count, at that moment, if there are birds that have been are not there, you have to let us know. If some are buried and were improperly buried, we assume those carcasses and make sure we get them as part of the ones that are going to bury. So the population is distraction of the rest of the live birds which are there, who are carriers. The moment some start to die, the rest will follow up. But we are looking at the spread of the virus. That's how we contain. Earlier on when we started, you mentioned that 1,610, the Ashanti region case, died naturally out of this virus. And we went when there was 2,052. And we got this birds destroyed. And
Dr. Sasu, we seem to have lost connection to you there. If you can just, once we establish connection, we'll go back to Zoom and speak to him to provide some more information on this, because we need to understand what the preliminary investigations have revealed. And Dr. Sasu joins us again via Zoom. Doc, we want to know what your preliminary investigation has revealed with regards to how the birds were infected in the first place.
Okay, for bird flu, internationally, we have the carriers being migratory birds, and they normally move from country to country, and it becomes difficult to control. But international bodies always assure us that we are supposed to take note. So wildlife hazards now are at the forefront, being alert to see. So we advise the public that if you see any dead wildlife bird or any bird lying anywhere, let us know. Currently, we took some samples last 2 weeks ago to international lab in Canada. It was confirmed that the virus that we have in Ghana, the bird flu, is about 99.3% similar to that of Nigeria. So the question is, how did it get to the country? Is it from Nigeria to Ghana, or both countries had it from the same source? This is our work that is being going on. But this week, we may know that the strain that we have in Ghana is there, has the potential of entering into the human chain. And when it gets affect the human, it is going to be fatal. So for us, believing in the spirit of One Health, immediately that we go to those farms, we get the Ghana Health Service involved. So currently, some human samples are also be taken to the lab to run to see whether we have had the virus moving from the animals to the human. We are hoping that we'll have the best, because we are already battling with COVID-19, and with the history of bird flu, whilst the letters to humans have fatalities that's happened in India, we do not want to get there.
Because of the adverse effect on human beings, you've sent out a lot of caution to people on how they consume, chicken around this time. The hesitation usually among the farmers is that they're going to lose so much. Do you know if there are plans already to compensate some of these farmers who have been affected so that they can comply with the directive as far as this outbreak is concerned? So we are all safe.
Yes. Last week, 2 deputy ministers of Agric joined the team. One went to Central Region, Honorable Yao, and another joined the team in Accra and Volta. So I expect farms that are depopulated, and some had a chance of seeing the destruction going on, and they have a conversation of the farm, and they accepted that with the launching of Rain for Food and Job and whatever is going on, they need to support these farmers who have made losses in terms of their investment. So they are sure that when they get the ministry, they will put up something to come out. And even we also had calls from Greater Accra Poultry Farmers Association calling for compensation, and the ministry have informed them that they have heard them, and as has been done before. In 2007, when Ghana was hit for the first time, those things were done. Normally, what comes to this is how fast and how soon and what measures. That becomes a concern. Also, lucky for us, the farmers also do understand that if they do not comply, they will end up letting this flu spread, and they don't know what may happen next.
Very well. Thank you so much for your time. That is Dr. Benjamin Kisi Sasu. He is a member of the Risk Communication and Mobilization Technical Committee, speaking to us there on the outbreak of bird flu. The latest to be affected is the Ashanti region. You're watching Joy News Prime. Still to come, the story of Oswald, the 9-year-old pupil who didn't ask for too much for our day, but ended up with a ton of goodies and a musical concert to crown it all.
First, I wanted her to really buy it so that she will not forget.
You certainly don't want to miss this. Stay with us. You have details of this plus the latest in business and sports and showbiz after this break. Please don't go away.
Yeah, welcome to Business. I'm Charles Aiche. The Ministry of Food and Agriculture is doing everything possible to stop the spread of bird flu. Close to 5,000 birds have been destroyed, and officials have restricted the movement of poultry after nearly 6,000 of them were found to have died of the highly pathogenic H5N1 avian flu, I should say. At Klagon, the suburb of Tema, here in Accra, about 600 birds have been killed by the Veterinary Services Directorate to moderate the spread of bird flu. The Deputy Minister for Agriculture, Mohammed Hadi Tuferu, says the move indicates government's resolve to contain the spread of the avian influenza. My colleague Emma Davis has more in this report.
The Ministry of Food and Agriculture, together with the United States Department of Agriculture and the Food and Agriculture Organization, visited some poultry farms in Accra to cull birds infected with bird flu. Speaking to the media, Deputy Minister for Agriculture, Mohammed Hadi Teferu, disclosed that the farmers played a role in the spread, but emphasized his outfit's resolve to containing the spread of the influenza.
In our observation, we have seen that largely, the farmers themselves have to be blamed in to a large measure of this challenge that we are facing. We have seen the birds that have been depopulated. It is having a lot of effect, or it will have a lot of effect on their income for the next few weeks that they are going to be doing without these farms. So government is doing everything possible to contain the spread of the disease to other parts of the country, because the Ready for Food and Jobs project is real. Government is doing everything possible to see the livestock industry grow. So support will come in diverse ways, technically, financially to revamp the farms.
Umar Mohammed Khalid, one of the poultry farmers whose farm was depopulated, said the farm is his only source of livelihood and is likely to stay home in the next 9 months.
I pleaded with him. I said, this, if they destroy them, this is all my livelihood. Our family, everything comes from there. I don't have any other business. So I told him, if they destroy, what help would they give me? He said, okay, when the officers come, I can talk with them, then they will see what the way forward. No income, I'm going to lie down 24 hours. I don't have any other business apart from this. So now the best I go unless I started it. And they are telling me I cannot start unless 3 months I can use this facility. So you can imagine, 3 months. And to start new one, it takes 6 months before they start laying. So 3 plus 6, 9 months. So how will I survive?
The team visited 3 farms, one at Teshi, the other Lashbi, and the last at Klagon. Acting Director at the Veterinary Services Directorate, Dr. Patrick Abaka, indicated that their visit was to check the progress of the farm following the depopulation and disinfection. He assured farmers of being duly compensated and went on to urge other farmers to report any trait of the flu.
In the Greater Accra region, so far we have got 14 farms that have been affected. They've all been disinfected and depopulated and disinfected. And then we are going around again to disinfect the farms and make sure that they are ready for stocking. And I want to assure the farmers that we're taking the necessary steps. We'll send everything to the ministry for help. And I'm sure the ministry will respond favorably to it. So they shouldn't have fears. And we are also appealing to farmers who are also having these diseases to come out and report to the veterinary services or the general public.
Technical lead for USDA Ghana Poultry Project, Raymond Dente, says his outfit is committed to ensuring biosecurity in the poultry industry.
We have over the last 5 to 6 years been supporting the poultry sector in Ghana to make it a bit more competitive and make the farmers more profitable, the poultry farming business more profitable. So the project is running up, and one of the focus of the project has been the issue of biosecurity. I mean, biosecurity is the central of poultry production, and COVID-19 has even made biosecurity even more relevant. Biosecurity means protecting life, and the poultry bears are life. If you undergo the biosecurity certification process, your cost of drugs for diseases will reduce, and some of these incidents will not occur on your farm.
Then we'll see how that plays out across several poultry farms in the region. But away from that, the Ghana Revenue Authority says it is on course to achieve its revenue target of 400 million cedis of taxes from the gaming industry. The Commissioner General of the GRA, Reverend Amishada Amwa, made these comments during the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the GRA and the Gaming Commission to harness revenue from all taxable sources.
The 2021 budget statement and economic policy taxed the Ghana Revenue Authority to mobilize revenue of 400 million cedis of taxes from the Gaming Commission. To this end, the GRA and the Gaming Commission has signed a memorandum of understanding to collaborate and identify players in the gaming industry. But engaging the media at the signing ceremony, Commissioner General of the GRA, Reverend Amishadai Owusu Amwa, said it's committed to meeting its target.
Yeah, is to collaborate with the Gaming Commission as a revenue agency and be able to come out with methods and ways of ensuring effective collection of taxes as far as the gaming industry is concerned. And as we had mentioned, what we have to look at the whole industry, come out with modalities, come out with the manual, come out with the process flow for collecting the taxes, come out with the system that will allow us to be able to effectively collect the taxes. And this is what we have worked on from the beginning of the year. And now that we are set, we are ready to be able to start collecting the taxes. And as you see, the method of the games have moved on in terms of the way it's been done. Previously, most of the games are done manually. Today, most of them are done electronically through our phones. And it's a matter of a touch of a button, and you are able to join in the game. In budgeting, normally we look at, when we were budgeting last year, we have taken into consideration the fact that the early part of the year will be taken into developing an effective way of doing it. And therefore, we will not put the budget as something for the whole year, but we'll look at what will be done towards the half of the year going. So I think that as far as the plan is concerned, we are on course. And therefore, we hope that we'll still be able to raise that amount of money by the end of the year.
In his part, Commissioner of the Gaming Commission, Peter Mreku, assured the GRA of the Commission's commitment and cooperation to help identify potential taxpayers in the gaming industry.
But like we were saying, this MOU is a collaboration between the two of us. The whole idea is to work together with them to be able to raise money for the consolidated fund. We are regulators in the gaming space, and we are going to provide the necessary data for them to be able to tax the operators, or i.e., or I would say the punters who are in the gaming space.
And that'll be all for business, but we'll bring you the story of Oswald, the 9-year-old pupil who didn't ask for much for our day and ended up with a ton of goodies as well as a musical concert to crown it all.
Yeah. First, I wanted her to really buy it so that she will not forget.
Many thanks for staying with us. You're watching Joy News Prime. Time to bring you sports and the triple jumper. Nadia Eke is out of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games after 3 successive no jumps in the women's triple jump event. The 28-year-old Ghanaian, who was making a debut at the Games, had earlier announced that the Games would mark the end of a 15-year career. She becomes the 5th Ghanaian athlete to be eliminated at the preliminary stage of the Games after boxer Shakul Samed and the swimmers Abeku Jackson and Uniles Techi, as well as judoka Kwadwo Anane. And Nadia has won medals at the national and continental levels, but would be disappointed at the inability to grab an Olympic medal.
My athletic career, and honestly, I said I was going to go out there and give it my all. Gave it my all, everything I had left for the sport. I gave it what I had. I believe I'm the only triple jumper who's Ivy League triple jumper who's made it to the Olympics in the history of the Ivy League. So I think my parents are proud of about that. But nonetheless, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support and the love and, you know, everything. I am so overwhelmed with gratitude for everyone that's like sending me messages and all this stuff. It's been a great run, but my ankle today was just like, no, it's over. We should have been done 2 years ago. But thank you guys so much.
End of an era. Let's get into some football news. Arsenal have signed England defender Ben White from Brighton for £50 million. The 23-year-old who was a late caller to Gareth Southgate's England Euro 2020 squad has agreed a long-term contract at the Emirates Stadium. The Gunners agreed a deal in principle last month with a move completed following White's return from holidays. Ben White is in his first interview with Arsenal has described the move as a dream come true. That's it for this installment in sports, but still to come here on Joy News Prime, we bring you the story of Oswald, the 9-year-old pupil who didn't ask for much for our day, but ended up with a ton of goodies as well as a musical concert to crown it all up.
And definitely time for showbiz, and Becky's here with all the gist in that world. What's up, Becky?
What's up?
It's Friday.
It's Friday, and I'm not pressurized at all because No Pressure is finally out, the much anticipated album, No Pressure.
But Sarkodie is under pressure.
Oh,
unfortunately for him.
No, I'm not too sure he's under pressure because when
a little bit of pressure.
A little bit.
Friendly pressure.
Yeah. So the album obviously was released today, and it has, you know, he featured people, some top musicians like Gigs. We have Medical on there. We have Kwesi Arthur on there. We have Wale, all the way from America. He's an American rapper. And also we have MOG. That's actually, you know, my personal favorite. The gospel.
MOG?
Yeah, the gospel musician.
Oh, okay.
MOG. So that particular song is called I'll Be There. And because you love MOG, we'll have that one here. Take a listen.
Great.
The entertainment team here on Joy News and Joy Prime across all multimedia platforms, we say congratulations to you. Let's move away. Remember Victor Edi? He's from Nigeria.
Okay. By the way, before we move on, I think the Sarkodie should hear this. You know, people are saying that he should have trended today. He did, of course, but of course competed with Our Day. On the trend. And our colleague Bernice Abubedu wrote on Facebook, says, so I'm thinking Sarkodie should just have gone to Oswald School to say, hey, you, it was supposed to be my day, but it became your day, so let's make it our day.
Oh,
that's a nice rhyming there.
Yeah. Who taught you that, Bernice? You are rhyming like all the way. I'll produce you.
All right, so let's talk about the EP.
Victor Edi, he had an album listening yesterday, and I had a conversation with him about, you know, what exactly the EP is about, and here's what he has to say. We hope that this EP will put Africa on the global map. So this is actually for the movie industry.
Okay.
This is to all the producers who are listening. Well, eventually you get to. So I'm talking to the likes of Shelley, Ivan Kwashiga, you know, because Oswald says that he wants to become an actor.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people missed that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, take a listen.
You want to be an actor? Wow. Tell me, what's the motivation to be an actor?
When I watch movies, I see other people acting. And I wanted to try it and see if it was nice.
Oh, okay. So you want to be an actor?
Yes.
Wow. I pray that it materializes. And very soon we're going to see you on our screens very soon. It has started already. In fact, it starts today, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so just work hard towards it, yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
Wow, that's interesting. So Spar Productions, very cute boy. Spar Productions and all the other people.
The other productions.
Ivan Kwashiga, please. You need to write.
We have a child actor now.
Exactly. Yeah. So please find a script for him and let's see if we can start something.
Yeah.
Make his dreams come true.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah, and definitely, like I mentioned, we'll have the family of Oswald join us here on Joy News Prime. You don't want to miss that. It's been a long day for them. We want to hear what the day has been like, and Oswald definitely. There you have them. Oswald is on Zoom, and very soon we'll be having that conversation. Don't go away. The Inspector General of Police, James Opombuenu, says he is proud to be bowing out of the service at a time Ghana is regarded as the second most peaceful country on the continent. The IGP's 3-year tenure has been without controversy, not been without controversy after a rise in robbery cases and unresolved high-profile murders. Speaking at a pull-out and farewell ceremony held in his honor, James Opombuenu also pledged his total support to his successor, Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare. My colleague Kweku Asante has more in the following report.
Please shall we take our seats? His tenure as IGP was rocked with some controversies, including the now infamous Ghana is not having comments on responding to concerns about rising rate of crime in the country. But after 33 years of dedicated service, Inspector General of Police James Opombuenu is pulling out as a police officer and handing over to incoming acting IGP George Ekufu-Dampare. James Oponbuonu has been IGP since 2019 when President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo elevated him from his role as Deputy IGP.
Headrest. Reprise!
At a very colorful ceremony at the police training school Friday, top hierarchy of the police service gathered to bid farewell to him as he proceeds on leave pending his retirement from 1st August.
Pull out when they get to you, and we may have.
For outgoing IGP James Oponbuonu, Ghana being declared as the second most peaceful country in the continent is a remarkable achievement of his tenure.
I'm leaving the scene at a period that Ghana has been ranked by the 2021 Global Peace Index report as the second most peaceful country in the sub-Saharan African region behind Mauritius. It is important to underline that the role of the security agencies, which are internally led by the police service, cannot be overemphasized. In the midst of resource constraints and other organizational challenges, we have supported our dear country to attain this global accolade. I believe we can do more to become one of the most peaceful countries in the world with the right leadership and policies and the continuous regular supply of much-needed resources to the service.
He rose through the ranks of the police administration from being station officer to chief of staff to then IGP between 1990 and 1996 and occupied other very senior roles in the police hierarchy as Director General of some of the various departments.
He has served the Ghana Police Service for 33 years. Today, Inspector General of Police, IGP James Oponbuonu, is handing over to incoming acting Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare. According to IGP, who is going to spend his last day in office today before going on retirement, one of his biggest achievements is the idea that Ghana has been touted as the second most peaceful country. This IGP has been in office and there have been a number of turbulent times, particularly armed robberies, bullion vans attacks.
James Oponbuonu handed over to his named successor, Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare.
The IGP is responsible for a number of things. He's responsible for ensuring that the functions
He assured him his doors will always be open to him for advice and suggestions.
Still on security, the Ashanti Regional Police Command has arrested 30 suspected criminals terrorizing residents of Aboabo, Tinker Island and environs. Exhibits retrieved include one foreign pistol, live cartridges, pair of scissors, assorted mobile phones and military jacket. Others are wrappers of dried leaves suspected to be Indian hemp and tramadol tablets. Ohim Interior of our security desk has more in this report.
Police spokesperson ASP Godwin Ahianyo tells Joy News the swoop is one in series to rid the region of criminal dens. He revealed more of such swoops will be organized to relieve residents of the nefarious activities of criminal gangs.
The command in recent times has received a couple of complaints from residents in and around Aboabo, Tinker Island and its environs. To the effect that there are some criminal elements within the vicinity who have been attacking passers-by and some residents. And because of that, the Regional Police Command decided that we embark on an exercise in the form of a swoop to be able to get these criminals arrested. A team of personnel from the anti-armed robbery unit and then the regional headquarters operation embarked on this swoop, and we managed to arrest 15 persons within Aboabo, Tinker Island and its environs. As we speak, they are in custody. We are screening them. Those found culpable will be put before court, prosecuted to serve as deterrent to other would-be criminals. Police retrieved a number of exhibits. As we speak, we have one foreign pistol in our custody. We have 3 live cartridges, machetes, 15 pair of scissors, quantity of dry leaves suspected to be cannabis concealed in brown envelope, and quantity of tramadol tablets. We also had military jackets and assorted mobile phones, but as we speak, they are taking their fingerprint and profiling them. So I'm sure when we are done with the screening and after the profiling, we'll come back to you again and let you know those who were found culpable.
The region has in recent times recorded some violent crimes. One person was killed at Abuabo during the Edo Ada celebrations as armed gangs brandish weapons. The police command assures residents of adequate security as it flashes suspected criminals from the region.
Previously, we used to embark on these swoops at various criminal dens. Sometimes we go to Swame, Kotoko, we go to Colombia in Krofrum and other criminal dens. This particular exercise was because of the complaint we were receiving from the residents in and Abuabo Edith environs. So as we have embarked on this, we are going to continue and extend our operation to these areas I mentioned and others that I have not mentioned. We know within the metropolis we have a lot of criminal dens, and it's going to be done simultaneously. Other divisional police command will also embark on same. For instance, Obuasi will be doing same, Swame, and other divisional police commands will also embark on this exercise. We just want to assure the general public that the police command is poised to make the communities and the metropolis safer.
From Kumasi, for Joy News, Ohiminteria reporting.
Let's do some stories on education now. To round up the term, Avian Memorial Primary and KG held their school's first ever debate and career day. The pupils, with 3 on each team, argued on the motion, "Is environmental cleanliness the sole responsibility of children?" Yela Achia Jamson's report read to you.
It was a monumental day for Avian Memorial Primary and KG as they brought their term to a close with not only their first career day, but their first student debate.
It's very tedious to train them, but it was just a short while that we were asked to prepare them. But they have also surprised us in a way. We were for the motion, but the children have proved very well and has exhibited some sort of confidence in them. So I think we have to continue doing it, and it will help them.
The motion was, "Is environmental cleanliness the sole responsibility of children?" Both sides had a thing or two to say on the matter.
It is inappropriate for adults to be sweeping, for adults to be cleaning, while children will be sitting down. Also, environmental cleanliness environmental cleanliness requires the physical energy in the form of weeding, sweeping, carrying rubbish.
These 6 primary school pupils took up the responsibility.
Children are very playful, so if they are left alone to clean the environment without any supervising, they can start playing and leaving the environment dirty.
The teachers of Avian Memorial were instrumental not only in teaching these pupils, but in guiding them through the debate process.
It wasn't an easy task as we see it, because the children here don't have much vocabulary. They get the thing, but how to put it across is very difficult. So you have to guide them. Sometimes you even have to write word to word for them to say it. So it's fun anyway. We're not thinking they could be able to do it, but by God's grace they did, and surely they surprised us.
Headmaster Solomon Adovo hopes to create an interactive academic environment that will serve to boost the learning experience.
Actually, academic work over here wasn't good, but when I came, we are trying to put a lot of interventions academically to raise the standard to fit a city and Accra for that matter. So I introduced midterm examination for the upper primary and quiz competition for the lower primary, which I've been doing since then, and it has actually motivated learning and teaching and learning in the school.
So that's how they wrapped up the term. We'll be heading to Oswald School shortly to find out what happened there. You want to stay for that. But still on education, President Akufo-Addo says government will allocate additional resources to the educational sector to address increasing access and infrastructure. As a result of the free senior high school program, 23% of the country's budget goes into the sector, but the free access has exposed challenges impacting the quality. Addressing a global summit on education in London, the president said government is fully committed to ensuring every Ghanaian child has access to education.
I don't believe that we have an option. We have to try and maintain a balance in all these expenditures because each part of it is critical to the lives of our people and to our future. What is our goal? And I think it is the goal of all of us on the continent. The transformation of our economies from raw material producing economies to value added economies.
Right.
We move away from being just providers of natural resources to value added economies.
Right.
But that is not going to be possible if we don't have educated workforce.
Yep.
So it is linked. And it therefore requires that the investments that we have to make for ensuring that not just as many, but all our children have the opportunity to go to school right from kindergarten through primary to secondary through tertiary education is guaranteed.
Right.
And I cannot see that making sure that the population is healthy and also the population getting educated can be conflicting aims that therefore require. We have to make efforts.
Now, with the free senior high school program now a reality, President Akufo-Addo indicated government is looking at replicating it at the tertiary level.
Right. And that is what we're trying to do in Ghana. We're spending, as we speak now, some 23% of our budget on education in Ghana. It's one of the highest on the continent. And we intend to ramp it up even more because as you widen access, which we have done through primary, through secondary, the free senior high school project, which has brought nearly 500,000 more students to the secondary system than was before.
Right.
Clearly also you have problems of infrastructure.
Right.
Challenges of classrooms and numbers, etc.
Right.
So those also have to be accommodated. And that therefore means that as we're expanding the numbers, we're also going to be increasing the infrastructure.
Right.
A 9-year-old boy's quest to ensure his mother doesn't use forgetfulness as an excuse to deny him a happy last day of the school term, popularly referred to as our day, decided to put his request on paper in a petition to mom. Now, Oswald's letter then found its way onto the internet after the mom showed it to a colleague and it went viral, drawing pledges from several companies and individuals who wanted to make sure the boy had a happy day he will never forget. And that's exactly what happened. My colleague Maxwell Aduda was at the Christ Ambassador School in Dansoman, where Oswald and his schoolmates had probably the best day of their young lives. Here's his report.
The first item on Oswald's list was the beverage he wanted for his favorite teacher, Mrs. Apia. For her, he wanted a big Coke. For himself, he wanted some yogurt, biscuits and drinks. But he was quite flexible with his demands, giving the mother options so that it was either soda biscuits or Pringles or small Fanta or small Sprite. He made it clear he didn't want all of that. Oswald appeared quite concerned his mother could disappoint him, so signed off the petition with a plea. Quote, "Mommy, please, I am begging you, do not disappoint me on our day. It is my day on Friday, so please do not disappoint me. Otherwise, you will ruin my day if I do not celebrate well." The letter got to his mom all right, who shared it with a colleague, who then shared it on social media, and it went viral. And the pledges started pouring in.
Oswald's dream is every child's dream.
Okay.
And seeing our name on the list meant a lot to us as a company.
Okay.
As a result, we wanted to be part of this day and to make it very memorable for him, and especially Mrs. Appiah.
As a brand, one of our motives is also to make sure that there's food everywhere and to feed people. So we thought what better way than to come and to surprise him, to surprise the school, bring some food for them to enjoy.
One of the items he requested was his iPad, telling the mom in the letter that Mrs. Appiah had approved its use in the school. He, however, got several tablets, with NDC 2020 running mate Professor Nana Jenopokwajiman also sending him a brand new iPad.
So we're about to party our day.
Though Oswald didn't include it in his list, his petition touched Kidi, who showed up in the school to perform.
I want to hear everybody. 1, 2, 3, everybody say,
Oswald's favorite teacher was so grateful that she made it onto this petition.
I love everyone. I treat everyone as my own. In fact, I always let them know that they are my children. So when mommy is not around, Mrs. Appiah is around. When mommy goes to work, Mrs. Appiah is there for them. So I treat them as such.
This is perhaps going to be the most memorable our day for the students here at Christ Ambassadors. Oswald's father tells me that he is overwhelmed by the reaction from Ghanaians. He says he's very happy that the whole of Ghana came through for his son and made this day memorable.
Well, I feel very overwhelmed, very excited. I mean, it was just on 29th, that was on Wednesday 9th. Mom closed from work and then went to pick up Oswald and then sister from Granny's place. And then he handed over a letter to her and said, Mom, I want you to read and take everything in it seriously. So it was also passed on to me. I read it, and so we decided we're going to try and organize something for him, especially with the fact that he said, you know, I told him that I've got a surprise for him if he passes very well in the exam. And then he was like, okay, Daddy, tell me the surprise so that it will motivate me to study hard. Wow. But I told him that, look, you don't have a choice. Pass well and the surprise will come. Yeah. So I think realizing that he's done well, he wrote a letter to us asking us to also do the needful for him. So the mom got to the office and was just talking to a colleague about it. The colleague took a shot of it. By the time we realized, it's all over Twitter, and then calls started coming here and there. And then
she has not slept through. I mean, there were a lot of calls coming even around.
Trust me, as late as 2 a.m. there were calls coming. Wow. Calls, text messages here and there. Wow. But I need to thank Ghanaians for their love and support. I mean, it's so overwhelming. They've really shown love for their little boy. And to me, I think it's an encouragement to him. I mean, when you look at how he constructed the letter to the man, on his birthday, he wrote a book. He told me, Daddy, I've written a book, this page book, and he's put together the cartoon characters, the stories and everything, just to come out with a story.
He was admonished by his parents to pass his exams with flying colors. Oswald did that, and part of the bargain was the long list that he presented to his mother in that letter. Well, the mother tells me that he gave that letter to a friend in the office, he posted it on Twitter, and that went viral. We can hear from mother of 9-year-old Oswald telling me about how it all started.
I'm not on Twitter, so everything that was happening was he that was giving me information. He passed it over to me on WhatsApp. So
it went viral. So my phone didn't stop beeping from then. Up until this morning, everybody kept calling. Companies have come to sponsor, individuals. Oh, it's heartwarming.
Mrs. Appiah is the class teacher of Oswald. He describes him in very kind words. Oswald tells me that Mrs. Appiah treats him like a mother, and that explains why he put him first on that list.
Because she treats me well.
Okay.
She treats me like my mother.
Oh, she treats you like your mother.
Yes.
When you were writing that letter, did it occur to you that this letter was going to go viral?
No.
It didn't occur to you?
Yes.
You thought you were just writing a letter to mommy?
Yes.
What motivated you to do that?
First, when I watch cartoons, I see that people write letters well. So I wanted to write the letter and see if it will work.
Okay. Is this going to be the best our day ever for you? Because we're seeing all the gifts coming through here.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, Oswald's family was gracious enough to send in the original letter written by Oswald, so we could share with all of you. I'll start from the very top of the letter, which we'll put on the screens shortly. So read every tiny note, right? 29 July 2021, things to bring on our day. 1, big cake for Mrs. Appiah, and we'll find out more. Big Coke for Mrs. Appiah. The number 2 is delay. Okay. Number 3, please bring my iPad for control. Note, Mrs. Appiah said to control. Note, Mrs. Appiah said that I can bring my iPad, so don't disappoint me. A pack of biscuits and drinks. Number 5, white chocolate or Easter eggs. And number 6, series, that's the series drink size, big example. So he draws exactly what he meant. Number 7, what to bring for school breakfast. Eating breakfast time, 9 to 9:30. Eating lunch time, 12 to 12:30. A, biscuits. B, drinks. Soda biscuit. Small Fanta. Pringles, size, medium. Very detailed. Small Sprite, and then there's a note on the side there. Choose any of them, don't buy both. We'll have to find out why. This one says, Mommy, please, I am begging you, don't disappoint me on our day. It's my day on Friday, so please don't disappoint me. Thank you. Otherwise, you will ruin my day. That if I don't celebrate well, I will have to wait for a long time again. I didn't disappoint you in the exam, so please don't disappoint me. So for those of you who are wondering what sparked this, show of love and kindness, that is exactly what happened. Now, Rita Genu, the mother of Oswald, joins us together with Oswald. We're very much grateful, madam, for joining us on Zoom, and to you, Oswald, as well. Let me start with you, Oswald. Tell us how your day has been. What did you get for breakfast?
Well, I didn't eat breakfast today.
Why is that?
Pardon?
Why didn't you have breakfast? You told mommy breakfast was at 9.
I didn't eat breakfast at home, but when I went to school, I ate breakfast. That's what I mean.
Okay, so what did the school serve you?
I drank Fanta and I ate Pringles.
Okay, and Mrs. Appiah got her big Coke?
Yes.
That's amazing. Now, you had a lot of gifts coming in for you. Which one took you by surprise? Which one pleasantly surprised you?
And when all the celebrities came and when they presented a lot of dole.
Okay, so the celebrities, Kiddy, Mr. Drew, and all of those who came to perform, presenting dole to you, that was what really thrilled you?
Yes, and the iPads too.
And the iPad. Okay, let me go to Mommy now. Mrs. Genu, I'm sure you're not going to forget it in a long time. Tell us about how you're feeling right now.
Sincerely, it's been a long day, so I'm tired. But it's been exciting, it's been wonderful, it's been amazing.
You had so much coming in. I mean, tell us what you got and how you transported all of that home.
We directed everybody to the school because our day was for him and his friends.
Okay.
So we directed almost everything to the school. So everybody who bought something met us at the school, and we donated it to the school for every student to get some. Fortunately, they gave us samples of everything that came in. So we brought in Coke, Omo, Pepsodent, toothbrush. Everything that came in, the school shared with us and gave us some to bring home.
Your kitchen must be full right now. Tell us, how is it looking like right now?
Well, it's semi-full.
I see. So Oswald, would you be writing some more letters to Mommy, just so she doesn't forget anymore?
Yes.
I see. Now tell me, Oswald, when you were writing this letter, did you think that Mommy was going to forget about some of the details you put in there?
Yes, I thought. But if she bought half of it, I'll take it to school like that because it's something. It's better than taking nothing to school.
Now, you had so much coming in for you today. You were overwhelmed with a lot of presents. I'm sure you have some thank yous to say, Oswald, and Mommy as well.
Yes.
Okay, so let me start with Oswald.
Hello. So thank you. Thank you, everyone, for supporting me and my school. Thank you for giving all of us gifts. May God bless you and give you more money. Thank you.
All right. And Mrs. Genu, your final words as well on this?
We are so grateful to the whole of Ghana. The love has been overwhelming. We thank you so much for everything. I mean, the surprise artist, the gifts, I've been told that there are a lot on Twitter that I haven't even seen yet. But in all, we say thank you to God most importantly, and thank you to everyone who made this our day a very special one, and we are forever going to remember Oswald's our day in 2021. Thank you so much. We are grateful to all the companies that donated, individuals who sent me Momo to be able to buy some of the things. I mean, when we put this out, it wasn't our intention or to solicit for funds or anything of that sort. But this thing went viral and people showed a lot of love. We are so grateful, so grateful to everyone.
And just before you go,
thank you especially to Professor Nana Jane Opopo-Agyeman for the latest iPad that she sent to us. We are very grateful. Thank you. We appreciate all the companies that came in. Some had this just this morning and they managed to organize and then bring in something. We thank the banks. We were overwhelmed. Everybody is coming in with investment package or one investment package or another. We say thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you too for
bless all of them.
And God bless you too for taking good care of Oswald, and Oswald for doing very well in school. Grateful you could join us. It's been a long day for you, and good night to you. Thank you very much. And Oswald signed the letter, so you want to just look at it. It says, from Oswald to Mrs. Genu, or Rita Lina Genu. That's amazing. You're watching Johnny's Prime with me, Ernest Meno, and of course this has been trending on Twitter. So it's topping the trends now. Oswald is #1 with the hashtag #day, and of course Sarkodie comes up right after that. And so Kitty is also trending for going to the school. Thank you very much for watching. We have more after this break. Please don't go away.
Well, you're welcome back to business after the lovely interview with Oswald and his mom. But let's now do some business, because government has maintained that measures outlined in the mid-year budget review will fast-track the recovery of the economy. The Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, rolled out programs that will address revenue leakages, check rising expenditure, and create the required jobs. However, there are concerns about the timing of these measures, among other decisions. But speaking on PM Express, Deputy Finance Minister Abena Osei-Sare insists that these programs have been well targeted.
It's true. The last speaker mentioned about the flat rate tax. It's something we are reviewing because we've gone round, and these are some of the concerns that our stakeholders are raising, and it is something that we are looking at, and we believe that in the short to medium term, we will have something in that regard.
Madam, how soon? How soon? If you're going to review it next budget,
it is something. No, before you do these things, you need to engage your stakeholders.
Okay.
We have met the various stakeholders, and it is being assessed. And so I believe that in the short to medium term, we hear from government on this flat rates or making tax as easily accessible for everyone to be able to pay. And then another panel also mentioned the impact of all these programs that government is embarking on. When you look at the implementation of the national ID and linking it to our passports, our driver's license, and you having your tax identification number, previously the tin for the total population of this country was around 5.5.
Now, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has said that a new task force will be formed and deployed to control small-scale mining operations in the country. The task force will specifically ensure legally registered small-scale miners are working within the remit of their licenses. Now, the composition of the task force remains unclear, but members of the Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners are expected to be a part of this initiative. Nana Aljima has more in this report.
With scanning equipment, the task force is expected to scan documentation displayed openly to ascertain authenticity. Miners are expected to put up physical structures in the concession, including a clinic, to make mining professional and ensure safety of staff. Deputy Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, George Mirikuduka, says the task force will work towards ensuring the miners work within the remits of the law.
A task force, no? Yeah, Babetier, no. Boy, maybe to me, I share money say, more task force, I'm one. With
the task force we are setting up, the pledge is that the association's task force will not be left out. The task force do not need the owner of the concession before they work there. They only scan the documents displayed on the mine. They will also inspect that the mining is done responsibly.
Indeed, we a small-scale mining concession.
The Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners has accepted an offer to have its members on the task force. Already, the association is using self-drafted regulations to ensure its members mine responsibly. Abdul Razak Al-Hassan speaks for the association.
Our members, the only thing we've been telling them from time immemorial, do the right thing. mine responsibly. Make sure that your site is genuine. Your site looks more responsible. And we keep on, as from today, we have some ethics that everybody must follow, and then make sure that they will do the right thing. So our members, we are assuring them, we will go after them. Anybody who is doing the wrong thing, we ourselves will take it up and make sure that we will stop you from doing the illegalities.
For Joy News, Nana Yachima, Kumasi.
And that'll be all for business. I will leave you with a summary of international business news this day.
Many thanks for staying with us. President of the Sports Writers Association of Ghana, Kwabena Ebo, has alleged that the last 5 matches of the just-ended Ghana Premier League were not competitive. Speaking at the Betway PR event, the veteran broadcaster called on authorities to protect the sanctity of the game.
The last 5 games of our league matches, a number of them were not competitive. So we are confronted with serious crisis, and I think with this exposition, we'll see how the Ghana Football Association handles it. If they don't handle it well, I tell you, it's going to go a long way to tarnish our reputation, because we've come from an arena where our image was so battered by announced number 12, and we've struggled to try and rebrand the product. So if we're able to handle this very, very well, I tell you what, the love that we are craving for, I'm sorry, it's going to be very, very difficult to bring it back. I'm not a prophet of doom. I'm being very honest with it.
Now let's do some tennis at the Olympic Games. And Novak Djokovic's hopes of winning a golden slam are over after he lost to Alexander Zverev in the Olympic tennis semi-final. Serb Djokovic, the world #1, was bidding to become the first man to win all 4 Grand Slam titles and an Olympic gold medal in the same year. But German Zverev came from a set down to win 1-6, 6-3, 6-1 at the Iraqi Tennis Park in Tokyo. The 4th seed will meet Russian Karin Khachanov in Sunday's final. World #25 and 12th seed Khachanov beat Spain's Pablo Carreno Busta 6-3, 6-3 earlier on Friday. And that's it for sports. More sports at myjoyonline.com/sports. My name is Hans Mensah Ando. Do have a lovely weekend.
Thank you very much, Hans, for bringing us the latest in the world of sports. But that's our show for tonight. Many thanks for your company throughout the week. My name is Ernest Menu. You'll definitely find a lot of stories on myjoyonline.com. Stay tuned in and enjoy the rest of our programs.